This client brought us their family heirloom diamonds and wanted us to make them into a necklace. She had a specific vision in mind, so I sat down with her and sketched out a design that she really liked. The center pendant was to be made out of the 3 biggest diamonds, with the other 2 sitting slightly higher on the necklace. She wanted as little metal as possible showing around the diamonds, so we decided to go with bezel settings. To set them in bezels, I used different size setting burrs to cut the seats. This process is called cutting the seat because, well, I'm quite literally making a spot for the stones to sit in. I want to only grind out as much of the white gold as I need. I want the diamond to just barely squeeze in here. If the seat is too big, I'd have to start over with a new bezel. If pushing the diamond in with my fingernail doesn't work, then I need to remove a little bit more gold. If I have to use a tool to force the diamond into the bezel, then I run the risk of chipping the stone. That risk becomes much greater with softer stones like amethyst or citrine. Once the diamonds are in their bezels, the next step is to tighten down the gold over the edges of the stones. There's a number of ways to do this, but for diamonds this big, the easiest way is to go in with pliers and squeeze a little bit at a time as I go all the way around the stones. Now that they're all secure in their bezels, I clean them up on the inside by grinding a lip around the stones. Next, I burnish the lip using a steel punch with a polished tip. This smooths down the grinding marks and gives the lip a nice shine. To hold the bezels tightly, I heat them up with a lighter and sort of melt them into the plastic tips of my bench vise. As I mentioned before, this client wanted as little gold as possible showing around the edges of the diamonds, so I begin by grinding away on the outside edges of the bezels. I'm constantly rotating the diamonds to make sure I'm grinding away evenly. If I grind too much in one spot, it'll throw off the whole look of the stone. As with any process of grinding, I always use coarse bits and follow up with finer and finer grit finishing bits. When there's more than a couple stones, this process can be rather tedious, but the end result makes all the work worthwhile. Now that all 5 are set and finished, it's time to solder the 3 biggest stones into a pendant. For this piece, I'm using a low melting point white gold solder. I only need a tiny bit to hold the stones together. The flame burns green here because of the mixture of boric acid and alcohol I use to coat the pendant with. This helps cut down on oxidation during the soldering. Oxidation here meaning the darkening and discoloring of the metal. After I put some flux, I'm ready to solder. I'm putting the solder on the back of the pendant so it won't be visible when the client's wearing the necklace. A quick dip in my pickling solution and everything is ready to polish. I'm constantly readjusting my grip on the jewelry so that every surface gets a clean finish. After I dissolve away the polishing compound in my ultrasonic cleaner, I'm ready to attach the stones onto the chain. First, I cut the chain in the center and solder each side to the top of the pendant at around the 10 and 2 o'clock positions. Then, for the side diamonds, I go up 1.25 inches on each side and cut the chain again. Once the side diamonds are soldered on, I give everything one last polish. How do you think it turned out? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoy these videos, please consider liking and subscribing to see more.